And I'm going to start by showing you a mudra. So a mudra is a gesture that we would make with our hands, sometimes our bodies, sometimes our faces, that have deeper intentions for the different systems of the body according to yoga. And this one is simple. I like to show people this one because it's something that you could be doing off of the yoga mat. No one would know that you're doing a mudra, but it's thought to ground us and calm anxiousness. So just open up the palms of your hands and place your thumb in the center of your palm and lightly close 4 fingers around your thumb. So you're not squeezing the thumb, you're just taking a nice light fist. And place those light fists face down on your lap in a way that is comfortable. This sure doesn't have to be a cross-legged seat. I can't stress enough that you be comfortable in order to soothe anxiousness, or from that Ayurvedic perspective, vata. We want everything to feel nice and easy. We don't want anything to feel like a strain. You can just sample this mudra. You can come in and out of it to notice if you're somebody who prefers mudra or not. There's no shoulds or have-tos on the yoga mat. And everything that Aimee and I are offering you today, it's really just suggestions. Take what you need. So I invite you to either close your eyes or steady your gaze. Think about the element of vata, scattered, turbulent, mobile. That might be how the mind feels. We have a better chance of stilling the mind if our gaze is quiet and still. So if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, let the gaze rest on something close to you. Make your gaze very soft. Together, let's receive the biggest breath that we have taken all day long. And I invite you to allow the abdomen to really expand as you breathe in. And open your mouth and blow the exhale out. Do that for 2 more rounds. Inhale and expand the abdomen. See if you can feel that letting go. We hold a lot of tension in the belly. And blow the breath out. Sometimes if it's hard to take a deep breath in, blowing out an exhalation encourages us to take a deeper breath. And then close the lips. And then we begin to move the breath in an intentional way. When vata is present, we feel amped up in the body, a scattered energy in the body and a scattered energy in the mind. So I invite you to harness your mind by following the breath with your mind. We move the breath into becoming an object of focus for our busy minds. Please imagine that your next inhalation is moving up the length of your spine, from your tailbone to your crown. And watch your exhale move back down the length of your spine from crown to floor. When you inhale, feel the expansion of your abdomen and your rib cage. Imagine that you could create space between each individual vertebra as you lengthen taller. You can even draw your shoulders up, back, and down. And feel and see your exhalation washing down the length of your body, taking with it any physical tension. So on your next exhalation, feel softness of your forehead, spaciousness between the eyebrows, smoothing of your eyelids, and a relaxing of your cheeks and jaw. The tongue plump at the upper palate, the tip of the tongue behind the 2 front teeth. Ensuring that the inhale is indeed expanding the abdomen. Sometimes when we inhale, we feel expansion at the chest. I would just have you notice that. And I would encourage you to see if you could breathe so that the belly expands. And for some of us, this is easier to do lying down. And then focus on your exhalations a little bit more. Our exhalations are connected to the side of the nervous system that calms us down. Our rest and digest, the parasympathetic nervous system. And this turns on when the body feels safe. Sometimes it takes a little extra help to feel safe. Sometimes it's enough to deepen the breath, because we sure wouldn't be deepening the breath and lengthening the exhale if there was truly danger around us. Sometimes it's nice to find an inner resource of safety. Think of someone with whom we feel safe. And anytime the mind wanders, which it is bound to do, I just gently encourage you to come back to watching your breath, especially those long, slow exhalations moving down the length of your body. And then, without forcing or bracing, notice the pause at the end of the exhalation, and notice if you can create a bit more space. More space between the exhalation and the next inhalation. Let there be a lengthier pause there, but allow it to feel comfortable. Yoga teaches us that the space at the end of the exhalation is a place of no mind. And notice, if you are noticing, as you slow down the breath, thoughts are slowing. Notice as you do create a bit more space after the exhalation, if there's longer spaces between thoughts. Yoga teaches us when we regulate the breath, we regulate the mind, better able to see ourselves as we truly are, more than we realize. And Western science knows that too, knows the connection between our breath and our heartbeat and our brain. Now I invite you to turn your palms face up, please. And at the next exhalation's end, feel your body's connection to whatever you're sitting on. Press down into that connection and lengthen from it. Allow yourself to feel supported. We have the experience of ground when we feel our body's connection to the earth below. And feel the sensations in your fingers and in the palms of your hands now, and feel both of your hands at the same time. And notice how anchoring into physical sensations is a way to tether you to right here, right now. And when we're present, we breathe more easily. There is an easier flow in the body. As soon as we jump out of the present moment, the mind constricts, the breath constricts, it's all connected. It's a really nice tool to use sensations of our physical body as a tether to here and now, because our bodies are always present. Back to your breath, watching your inhale lengthen, watching your exhale soften. Back to feeling sensations in the palms of your hands, and allow these upturned palms to be receptive now. There's nothing that you need to do in this class. No one else you need to take care of. This is your time to receive. Not to be productive, but to simply receive. And I invite you to think of the answer to this question. What wants to be received? What do you need? And can you tether your inhalation to what you're receiving? As if you could receive it right through your upturned palms, up the arms, into the symbolic heart. Maybe it's tranquility and calm. Maybe it's peace, contentment, grounding. Whatever it is, purposefully visualize that you could breathe it in, that you could infuse your body and mind with that quality. And use your long exhalations as an opportunity to offer your intentions back to yourself into our digital space. So a few more breaths, and you might whittle that intention down to a word so that you can internally repeat to yourself as you inhale a word like peace or calm or whatever is needed. And as you exhale a little bit longer than that inhale, you can be repeating that word again. So now you're giving the mind an extra focus, some more grounding. A few times on your own, receiving and offering. Feeling sensations in hands. Feeling your connection to ground. Watching your breath. We focus the mind. We calm the body. And now I invite you, one hand to the heart. Sometimes connecting to this symbolic heart can also be incredibly soothing. And with one hand to the heart, it's a nice time to acknowledge how well we are doing given the circumstances. And it's also a nice time to create an ask. So ask for what you want. It could be something like, may I be connected to the tranquility within. May I be connected to my heart. You might find your own may I be and feel the connection between hand and heart. And then your second mudra here, right hand, then left hand, stacks to the center of the chest. This in itself is a mudra of self-compassion. We're stronger than we think we are. And we're okay, even without one more yoga class, without one more book, without one more inspirational quote. We're good. We're worthy. And we're worthy of moving away from productivity for a moment and de-stressing. Bigger breath in, my friends, all. Long offering, exhale, offer yourself that acknowledgement. And then let's get close to the ground and lay down. A little bit of movement here for you. Once you're lying down, hug those knees up into the chest and continue to breathe and watch your breath. Sending your exhalations down from crown to tail and pulling your inhalations up from tail to crown. Now this pose is underrated. This posture in itself is grounding. Yoga teaches us that it helps us to sort of move our prana, our inner energy, if you will, in a downward fashion, helping us to connect to the element of ground. And the way that we're going to move is going to be very specific in this practice. We're moving in time with our breath, which is another way that we anchor the mind. We're just keeping the mind very, very busy here. So on your next inhalation, hug the right knee into the chest and lengthen the left leg long onto the yoga mat, or if that feels like too much, the knee can stay bent. Exhale, relax your face, your shoulders are heavy, and then at the beginning of your next inhalation, please switch knees. Middle of the inhalation, middle of the movement, end of the inhalation, end of the movement. Exhale, soften. Beginning of the next inhalation, the beginning of the movement, so you are moving in slow motion. Continue to allow a lot of space for your exhalations and allow a lengthier and lengthier pause at the end of your exhalation. And in that space, you'll feel the ground beneath you. You'll scan your body's connection to the floor. Match movement with breath now perfectly. And the next time both of your knees are hugging into the chest, see if it feels okay to open up the knees and draw big circles towards one another and away from one another. We do want to warm the joints of our body when we're thinking about calming down anxiousness or vata. Longest exhales, everyone. Hug the knees back in and just pause and notice. Notice if you are feeling a bit of an easier flow in the body and the mind. Then bring the feet to the ground with the ankles underneath the knees and reach the arms above the head on the floor behind you. Two things at once to continue to anchor the mind. As you exhale, tone the abdomen gently and slightly lift the hips as you slowly arc the arms next to your body, palms face down for a baby bridge pose. And then inhale very slowly, lower the hips as you reach the arms back up above the head on the floor behind you. Beginning of the exhale, you'll lift the hips and slowly lower the arms. Let go of needing to rush. That can be a habit. And inhale, slowly lower the hips and reach the arms to the degree that is appropriate for you. Please find your pain-free range of motion. So adjust this so it does feel easy. Inhale, slowly lower the hips, reach the arms. And long, slow exhale, lift the hips and arc the arms. Next time the hips hit the ground, bring one hand to the abdomen and one hand to the chest. Knees a little closer together than feet, and feel. We can train the reward systems of our body when we notice that we feel better after some time spent with the breath, with appropriate movement. Let your body feel its connection to the ground. And watch the inhalation fill and expand the abdomen. And the exhalation linger to its very end and then some. Reach the arms on either side of you like a T, and with the feet mat distance apart and the knees together, as you exhale very slowly, descend both of your knees to one side. Beginning of the inhale, beginning of the movement, both knees to center, slow. And exhale, knees opposite direction. Slowly to center. And use the whole exhalation. Breath initiates movement. And scan the connection points between body and ground in the pause after the exhale. The next time those knees fall to one side, slide the hips away from the knees and slowly roll over into a tabletop position. When you get there, maybe you're holding on to something around you or coming to finger tops, and slowly, one at a time, step the feet forward, bend the knees so much that the abdomen rests on the thighs. Your feet are parallel, about 2 fist widths apart. And rock forward and back on the feet, lifting and spreading the toes, and really feel anchored, all 4 corners of both of your feet. Press your feet into the support of the ground. Lift and lengthen your torso with the knees deeply bent. Think hips higher than low back. And think navel lengthening to chest, back of the neck in line with the spine. Now as you exhale, bow. Consider what is being received here and what is being offered. Lovely embodiment of receiving as you lift the heart to the horizon. And exhale, what are we offering back? So coming into what you are receiving. What you are offering back to yourself. Next time you're halfway up, bring the hands to the hips, shoulders and elbows skyward. Press your feet down, firm the glutes right around sit bones and slowly rise, chest leading the way. When you get there, roll your shoulders up, back and down. Arms by your sides. Feel your feet on the ground and come back into connection with the direction of your breath. Inhale from soles of the feet to crown of the head. And exhale, feel and see the breath moving from crown of the head to soles of the feet. Knees are soft. One more like that. Inhale, lengthening crown away from feet. And exhale, feel your feet on the ground. Moving and breathing, beginning of the inhalation, beginning of reaching the arms high. Soften the knees, beginning of the exhalation, come into a forward fold to the degree that feels easy for you. And then as you inhale, halfway rise, if you're not already, think about lengthening the chest forward. Exhale, bow, we're offering head beneath the heart here. Press the feet down and away from one another and arms wide and high, maybe hands to the hips if that feels better. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down through heart center, our exploration of a third mudra, reminding us of our center. It's a lot of symbolic talk here, but it's soothing to think about yoga's philosophy of tranquility underneath it all. And in a well-designed practice with breath and movement, we drop through the layers of body, the layers of breath and energy, the layers of thinking and our stories and our mind. And we're able to rest in the spaces between thoughts, the spaces between breath. You could say rest in our heart, the part of us that is always okay. And that's been really therapeutic for me to think of that part of myself. So let's do that 2 more times. This is also helpful to move this way to anchor vata to help you sleep. Beginning of the inhale, beginning of the movement, reach the arms high. Beginning of the exhale, beginning of the fold. Receive as you inhale, bend the knees, find length of the spine. Exhale, bow your offering. Press the feet down and away from one another. Root down in order to rise up. Strong legs, arms wide and high. And what are you receiving? Imagine that you could bring it right into your center and pause. Feel your feet on the ground. Last time, inhale, reach the arms. Soften the knees. Take your time and fold. Halfway rise, heart to the horizon. exhale, bow. Feel your feet on the ground, arms wide and high. What are you receiving? Draw it in. Arms by your sides, anatomical position. Palms open. Soft knees. Feel your feet on the ground. Soothing for our nervous system to stand tall with both feet plugged in, toes light and spreading. Anchoring big toe ball mound, pinky toe ball mound, the center point of the heel. Sending the breath up and down and sending the exhale beyond the feet, as if you could sprout roots and send them into the earth. Visualizing an even deeper connection between your body and ground. Feel the sensations in your fingers. Feel both of your hands at the same time, all the aliveness there. And notice what happens if you inwardly speak to yourself, I'm here. I'm here. And let yourself be here. Air on skin, fabric on skin, breath and body. Staying with yourself. Standing for yourself here. Once again, hand to the heart, or both, right hand then left hand. Come back to your ask. May I stay connected to myself. May I connect with self-compassion. Whatever that is, reconnect. And then reach the arms high. One more time, coming into a fold. Stepping back into your table and coming back to a comfortable seat. Palms face up. Receptive hands. Noticing how you feel now. Receptive and open. To hear a little bit more from my colleague, Aimee, now. Thank you. You're welcome to listen in any position that serves you.
Thank you, Lisa. So what you just experienced with that practice is a Vata balancing or Vata soothing practice. If you think of having your feet on the floor, or feeling your hands on the floor, or connecting to your inner resource or to your breath. Those are all Vata balancing practices. And at the end of this workshop, we will be sending you a copy of this video. And I invite you to tune in once a day, making the time to get on your mat, and even just connecting to your breath, whether it's through this recording or practice, or just being able to find the time to sit on the mat, hand to the heart, and connect to your breath. So Ayurveda is all about activating the healing power of our bodies. Our birthright is health. And the way we heal is through, like Lisa said, the parasympathetic nervous system. What is happening right now is very aggravating to our nervous system. And there's been so much disruption. So you may have been furloughed, or you may be working from home now, or you may have loved ones that you're concerned about, or loved ones that you can't see right now. There's 1,000 different things right now going on in the world that could be causing you anxiety or causing you concern. There's uncertainty. And Ayurveda guides us that to activate the parasympathetic nervous system that balances Vata, One of the ways that we can do that is through creating predictability. Now that sounds kind of difficult in this time where there is so much uncertainty and things don't feel predictable. So could we dial that way down and find ways that we could create predictability in our day? So if you have been furloughed or you are not working outside of your home right now, could you create a schedule? Could you create a time that you wake up every day and a time that you go to bed every day, 7 days and 7 nights a week? Could you create a schedule? If you have kids at home that you are homeschooling, that might be difficult. If you have a loved one in your home who is working from home and you're trying to tiptoe around them or navigate around them, that could be difficult. But where could we find the predictability? Maybe it's just having regular meal times. Maybe it's just having 3 meals a day. Could you find that schedule? Having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And having a time that you wake up, even if you're not going anywhere, having a morning routine. Getting up, brushing your teeth, showering, putting on new clothes, sitting down, having breakfast. So creating that predictability in whatever shape or form that you can come up with right now is incredibly soothing to Vata. So creating boundaries around your day. If you are working from home, excuse me, I'm hearing so much from my clients and my students that work and home, there's no boundaries now between work and home. So could you create some boundaries around that? Could you create a work schedule and a home schedule, even if you never leave your house? So one of the ways that you might do that is working throughout the day, having set aside meal times, having an actual lunch break during your day, even if you're still working from home. And then at the end of your workday, maybe walking out the front door, walking around the block, and then walking back in the front door to bookend your day. That was work, and now this is home. So any boundaries that you can do to create predictability, whether it's regular meal times, whether it's regular sleep and wake times, getting on your mat for 20 minutes, maybe just to hand over heart, connect with your breath, any of those could be incredibly soothing to Vata. So as we move through this time, I invite you to think of ways that you could create schedules, create predictability, and then thinking back to maybe what your schedule was like in January or February, and then what your schedule is like now, what you have found, what gifts could have come to you during this time, and what do you want to leave behind? What do you want to leave behind as we move forward with this new way of living? I know for myself, my schedule was becoming very full, and this pause has really caused me to find intention in what I would like to add back in. So I would just leave you with that inquiry before I close. What do you want to leave? What have you gained? And what gifts could you find? So thank you so much.
Thank you, Aimee. So we've learned about the importance of taking time to de-stress. And as much as we get a lot of internal rewards for being productive, and there's a place for being productive, sometimes the most productive things that we could do is have productive rest, which is a way that you can think of this final experience that we're going to lead you through. This is a practice of yoga nidra. And if you've been having a challenge with sleeping, staying up a little bit later, this can really help us to catch up on sleep. There are some studies that talk about 20 to 30 minutes of yoga nidra being equal to an hour or two of really deep sleep. If you haven't experienced yoga nidra before, you will be lying down in a moment. You'll be as comfortable as you can possibly be, and you will be completely guided into body scans, visualizations with your breath, and different imagery. And the intention is to walk you through the yogic map of the human being, and we wind up at the core. So just a few words about that. Therapeutic yoga and Ayurveda suggest that you can think of a human being as being this multi-layered entity. You can think of the peels of an onion, our outermost layer, our physical body. And when we're feeling stressed, our physical body can feel tense. We can have symptoms of quote unquote anxiety. I probably don't need to tell you what that feels like. It's not a pleasant experience. It's one that we absolutely resist. Then the second layer, if we're thinking about the yogic map of the human being, is our energy, if you will. That term has been so used. We use the word prana. It's our energetic body. We know there are parts of us that we don't see. That doesn't mean that they're not real, just like our emotions. So this layer might be a more subtle, more unseen layer, but having our energy imbalanced can also cause feelings of anxiousness. And the most base form of prana or energy is our breath. So if you find yourself holding your breath in the day or breathing in a really shallow way so that it's the chest that's just expanding more than the abdomen, that is going to cause your fight, flight, or freeze response to turn on and maybe be on in a really low grade way. And that's when we start feeling the more damaging effects of stress, which is why it's so important to take these purposeful times to de-stress. As we move into the third layer of that yogic map of a human being, we come to the conscious mind. So the thoughts that we are privy to, the part of our mind that causes us a lot of heartache. This is the filter, this is the inner judge, this is the inner critic, this is all the shoulds, this is the resistance, this is the craving, and these are the worried thoughts that keep us in an anxious cycle. As we continue to move in, we come then to the unconscious mind. So these are hidden and oftentimes limiting beliefs that our thoughts sprout from. And this is why meditation or the more contemplative practices can be helpful, because it's been shown that we can actually move some of what is in the unconscious so we can bring it conscious and deal with it. And then finally, at the very core, so the center of the onion, is thought to be our true essence, our most expansive self, the part of us that can easily connect to the energy of love. And in a practice like Yoga Nidra, or as I mentioned, in a well-designed yoga practice, the idea is we're sort of lifting the other layers, we're making them more translucent so that we can better able sit in our peaceful center. And once we start to practice doing that, we find that it's just a more accessible place to be, so that we're not moving from a place of reactivity, that we're able to practice the art of being present and choose how we want to show up. So please lie down. There's nothing more that you need to do. Leave it to us. Get as comfortable as you possibly can. Warm socks, sometimes pillows underneath the knees or the thighs. If you feel like you still need a little extra grounding, sometimes some weight on your upper thighs or your abdomen, something light perhaps over top of the eyes, nothing too heavy. When you lay down, really snuggle and nestle yourself into your nest. Allow your feet and your knees to fall away from one another. Your arms are away from your body with your palms turned up. It's nice if the hands and the fingers aren't touching anything. They're nice and free. Shoulders away from ears. Hips towards feet. Good, and a little technique here just to help us really ground so that we are able to be still. It's a breath technique called Brahmari breath, and basically what we're doing is we'll take 3 big breaths in, and as we exhale, our exhale will be a hum. Also, you might have heard it as a humming om. We know that we are vibratory creatures, that we respond to vibration. So if you feel that you have the privacy to do this, this can be helpful. This is also nice if you have a headache or if you're having trouble relaxing and getting to sleep. So when you're ready, big breath in. And the exhale will be a hum as long as you can sustain it easily. Big breath in, another hum. And one more big breath, expand the abdomen. Longest exhale, longest sound of hum. Bask in the echo of that vibration. And connect with the feeling of your body lying here on the floor. And let yourself know that you are now about to practice Yoga Nidra. You can make an intention to stay awake, but if you fall asleep, the benefits are still there for you. Feel the places where your body connects to whatever you are lying on. And feel the bones of your body heavy with relaxation as you let your body know it's okay to relax now. And you might bring to mind a memory of feeling safe and secure, or someone with whom you feel profoundly safe with. And feel the space above you now, the places on your skin where you feel temperature and texture. No thinking, you're simply observing. Observing sound coming towards you. Noticing sound as far away as you can perceive. And listening for the silence underneath sound. Allow the forehead to relax completely. The eyelids smooth and all of the muscles around the eyes soften. The eyes themselves heavy in the head, sinking towards the back of the skull. Feel the connection points between your eyelids. And even though eyes are closed, notice what you see. The more you let go, the more you may notice movement, color, shapes. Simply witnessing. So you're resting back in comfort, watching a movie screen. Feel sensations of the nose, cheeks relaxed. Jaw relaxed as once again the tongue rests at the upper palate. The breath is light as a feather now, but the exhalation still washes down the length of your body, allowing your shoulders to become heavy. All of the tension to melt away from hands and fingers. For the muscles on the bones of the legs to soften. The hips and knees and feet to fall away from one another. Feel yourself lying here, where you are. Set an intention for your yoga nidra. This is a heartfelt desire, a quality that you're wanting to cultivate. Your intention might sound something like, I am connected to compassion. I am whole. I am at peace. You know what you need. Find intention for your practice now. And offer it up. And then bring your awareness down to your feet. Feel sensations on all of your toes at the same time. Pulsation, sensation, temperature, texture. Just observing. As if you have never noticed sensations of the toes before. Sensations at the tips of the toes seem to stream beyond the toes. Aliveness at the soles of the feet. Feel both feet at the same time. Walk your awareness up your legs, the back of the legs, and the points of connection between the legs and ground. The front of the legs, fabric, sensation. Feel sensation of both of your legs at the same time. Feel the very gentle rising and falling of the abdomen now. Soften there. Even imagining that you could relax the organs within the abdomen. And under your compassionate gaze, they sigh with relief, washing a new wave of relaxation over your entire body. Scan the low back, mid back, and upper back. Bring your awareness to the right shoulder, elbow, wrist, back of right hand, all the aliveness at the palm of your right hand. And sensations at right fingertips. Feel the entire right hand, fingertips, and sensations streaming beyond the fingertips. Feel the whole right arm, right hand, and right fingers. Bring your awareness to your left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, palm of left hand, aliveness at palm of left hand. Left fingertips, beyond left fingertips. Feel the entire left hand. Walk your awareness up and down your whole left arm. Feel both arms at the same time. Feel both hands at the same time. Feel sensations of your face. Your whole face alive with sensation. Feel sensation of your whole head. And feel sensation of your whole body. Not one corner of your body is left untouched by your attention. Awareness moving in all directions. Notice the wave and the rhythm of your body. It's as if the bones of your body are swaying gently back and forth with the rhythm of the breath in the body. The breath is light as a feather, just a cool wisp moving in through your nose and a warm wisp moving out. But light breath creates a wave in the body. Feel and see your next inhalation moving more deeply in through the left nostril. And exhale out the right. Inhale into the right nostril. And exhale out the left. Inhale left. And exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Now visualize the inhale moving up the entire left side of the body. And exhale down the right side of the body. Inhale up the right side of the body, foot to crown. And exhale down the left side of the body. Inhale up the left side of the body. Feel the wave. And exhale down the right side of the body. And then feel and see the breath move up from both feet to crown of the head as you inhale. Feel the wave of the body move from crown to feet. Breath washing up and down the body like a gentle wave. Find the space at the end of the exhalation. Space as still as the surface of the most tranquil, calm, deep blue lake. In the spaces between the breath, see the surface of still water. Any thought or distraction is nothing but a drop in the surface. Gentle ripples move away from one another. Observe thoughts as gentle disturbances in the surface of the lake, while you remain in stillness likened to its deepest, calmest depths. See deep blue, stillness below. Disturbances high above. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest. Feel and see your next inhalation expand from the symbolic heart to the outer edges of your physical body. And feel and see the exhalation move back from the edges of your body back to your center. A constant rhythm now of expansion and coming back home. Awareness to the edges of the body, to life going on around you. And the exhale tethering your attention back to the heart. Stay with this rhythm, breathing to the outer edges of your body and back to its center, and deepen your breath. Next time you breathe out to the edges of your body, invite small movements to the edges of your body like fingers and toes, and allow yourself to remain profoundly present, noticing what it's like to move fingers and toes as if you're feeling it for the first time. And bring small movements into larger movements. Whenever you are ready, and there is no rush, I invite you to rock over to one side and see if it's okay to keep the eyes closed with the head resting on the arm. And awareness again, it's helpful to place it at the center of the chest, the home of this symbolic heart, spiritual heart, mystical heart, energetic heart. And you might simply practice listening. What wants to be received and what wants to be known here? You can touch back into your intention of your meditation, the intention of your practice, your intention for being here. And you can send your intention into the rest of your evening and the rest of your week before you get there. And eventually, when you're ready, let's sit up tall and close the space that we created together. We'll close it formally together. You can start with your palms face up, continuing to receive the gifts of your practice, shown to last for about 48 hours. Notice now. Let the reward system of your body notice how you feel now. That kind of healing rest, as Aimee said, your birthright. Notice if your breath feels a little smoother and clearer. And the hands can stay on the lap if you prefer, or right hand and then left hand, center of the chest, and maybe the head bowed towards the heart. The symbolic home of this whole idea that yoga teaches about true nature, the more expansive version of who we are, the part of us that has not been afraid and that is always okay. And through these practices, we can lift the other veils of who we are and rest into this place a little bit more often. It's been our deep honor to spend this time with you, and this peaceful place within us bows to that place within you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome, Sam.
Have a good night.
You too. Aimee and I want to let you know that we have an idea to keep connected as a community. This is what we're missing. And so starting on June 1st, we are going to be presenting something, again, free, no obligation, called 21 Intentional Days, where for 21 days we on purpose decide, okay, we're going to breathe for 10 minutes. Maybe we're not going to pick up the phone first thing. Maybe we're going to go to bed before 11. I need that reminder right now. But we have a little bit of a plan to structure it. So just watch your inbox for 21 intentional days to bring us from June 1st to June 21st so we can decide who we want to be at the end of this pause.